right, welcome to the backyard. This is, I guess the first time I'm recording out here. We'll see how it goes. Let me set this baby down. Oh, cheers. Here's what we're having today. This is a Saison. It's the Colette from the Great Divide Brewery out of Denver. Cheers. It's one of my favorite beers, and I love Saisons just in general. A ton of things have been going on. If you are a fan of the show and you've been listening to the podcast, you've been watching the YouTube channel, you know Amazon changed their commission rate structure. That kind of flipped my world upside down. I have affiliate sites myself. I have a course on Amazon affiliate marketing, and then on this channel I have pigeonholed myself so deep into Amazon affiliate marketing that it was virtually all I was talking about. And there's value in going deep into a topic, but there's also some value in talking about other things, so that if, for example, the thing that you talk about all the time goes away, well, you got other shit to talk about. But in this case, it's going to work out okay. It's going to work out okay, but I am scrambling and I'm doing a lot of stuff. So number one, I immediately addressed some of the lack of diversity in my course, and I added 2 new units to address that, and then I actually ended up adding like 3 new units. So there's more information on diversifying your revenue streams and that sort of thing. So that's cool. I added that right away once the smoke cleared and that sort of thing. Now, the other issue is around just, figuring out what to do moving forward. Now, part of that, well, that's going to take some time. I know I'm going to actually put out more courses this year. I've been sitting on several ideas, and I've had false starts a couple times where I was basically going to launch a course, and then I stopped like halfway through and I didn't end up launching it. And we are in the new house. There's dogs nearby. It's very suburbia. And in fact, let me change locations. Let me move over there. We're surrounded by other houses, and there's a lot of dogs. They're a little more barky than Georgie is. Georgie doesn't actually bark too much. So anyway, here's what I was talking about. Basically, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm actually putting out a new course, a big sort of flagship course, kind of in the same scope as 5-Figure Niche Site, the course that is my flagship course on Amazon affiliate marketing. However, this new course is really oriented around diversifying your revenue streams and starting a site with that in mind. So it's going to be a good one. However, you can imagine there's a lot of work to do, and I'm working on launching it very quickly. So I've been scrambling and writing a lot of scripts, and I've been working very hard on pulling everything together. It's going to be good, but it is a lot of work, and it's a little stressful overall, and I'm a project manager. So just, putting together the project is fun, executing and doing a lot of the work. Also, it's enjoyable. I like producing things, but at the same time, it is a little bit stressful. It's a little bit stressful because there was some other stuff I was planning on doing instead. So I've had to shift some things, reprioritize many items that I was like, hey, I'm going to work on this over the summer, or I'm going to be working on actually this backyard, which is not landscaped at all. I'm going to work on that. But it turns out I'm not going to work on that. I'm going to, hit the keyboard and, work out my fingers and write and shoot a bunch more videos, basically. It's going to be good. And one of the other cool things that's coming out of this whole course exercise is I'm going to run a free 5-day challenge, which you could sign up for. But basically, we're going to look at some sites that are doing multiple revenue streams really well, and we're going to look at some sites that are not doing it as well. We're going to analyze those sites. We're going to figure out, why they're doing certain things, what those sites that are doing a bad job, what they can do to do a better job. So you could identify and see, and I really figure out like what's working and how you see yourself fitting into the equation. Because there's a lot of different ways to monetize the site, but usually we're just focusing on one, or at least that's what I was talking about most of the time, because I really wanted people to focus on just getting started, start to make that first dollar, the first $10, something like that. But in this case, we're going to look at a bigger scope. We're going to look at sites that are making money from, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, many different areas of revenue. So it's pretty cool. And in this free challenge, you can sign up below. Basically, we're going to take you through the steps so that you understand, what's working, how you can choose a niche for yourself, an area that you'll be able to expand, that you enjoy, and one that you're going to be able to grow into multiple revenue streams. Super important. The cool thing is if you go through the challenge and you do the homework assignment, so it's a 5-day challenge, there's going to be 3 live streams during 5 days. There's going to be 2 days where we're not going to go live, but there's going to be some activities going on as well. But basically, if you do all your homework, you have a chance to win a free enrollment into the course that I'm launching on that 5th day. So it's all part of the marketing funnel if you want to enjoy that portion of it and just learn how funnels are designed and how people run them, that sort of thing. It's kind of cool from that perspective, but at the very least you're going through the exercises. So at the end of the 5-day challenge, you'll either be able to move forward and launch your site on your own. Information is out there. You're going to be able to take those steps that you've done each day through the 5 days and start your own site. Maybe if you haven't started a site before, this will be your first one. That's fantastic. Maybe you've started one before, but you didn't reach the goal that you thought you were going to. You didn't hit the heights that you thought you were going to reach, and you have more potential. So maybe this time around you're going to be able to do a better job because you're picking a niche that's actually going to work out for you. Or there's a lot of people out there that maybe you run an agency. Maybe you know how to write content, you know how to hire people, you know how to rank sites, but you are doing all this stuff for your clients and you want to start your own site. This challenge is perfect because you're going to be able to basically start that process of choosing a niche, and then you're going to be in great shape by the end of the just 5 days to take further action to move forward. It's pretty funny as I'm walking around videoing in different areas of the backyard, which is a total wreck. You can kind of see that, it's a mess. I need to go on poop patrol pretty bad. Georgie has been laying landmines all over. I'm walking around in sandals, and I'm just playing with fire out here. So I'm going to migrate to a different zone here. Good morning. It's the next day. I actually recorded that yesterday evening while I was cooking, and then dinner was ready, so I stopped. So I'm having coffee in the morning, and I woke up pretty early because that's what I'm going to have to be doing for the next few weeks. Basically, I have a ton to write and a ton to record. So that's kind of what I'm just focusing on, and it's been tough because there's a lot of different areas to focus on in general. There's marketing materials, there's other just content that I'm working on in general. So I'm trying to figure out, the best way to balance it. And sometimes you just have to wake up early. You have to figure out exactly what you need to do in the right order and stay focused so that you get everything done that you have to get done. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm not really a procrastinator by nature. I usually like to get up and do stuff, but I'm finding myself sort of being productive and procrastinating at the same time. So this is like a classic thing that I do because I guess I like to stay busy. It's good to do stuff, and sometimes if I don't have anything to do and I didn't decide ahead of time to shut things off, I will make myself busy doing semi-important things, but I'm finding myself getting distracted by doing lightly productive things or pushing things off. So there are a few things like cleaning up around the house or working on, home projects, which are indeed important, but sometimes it's better to, focus. Like I said, I'm at the point where I'm almost getting overwhelmed and I have to buckle down, and I know it's just a matter of taking like 1 or 2 days and getting certain things complete. That feels really good. One thing that's happening with this course project is so many moving parts. And if I can get little pieces complete at a time, like 100% done, then I'll be able to continually move forward. What I don't want to do is, let's say I have, I'm just making up numbers, let's say I have 8 units, although these are pretty close. We have 8 units or so, and each one of the units has roughly 3 to 5 lessons in there. Each one of those lessons has a script, a video, sometimes there's going to be templates in a lesson, and a worksheet to go along with lessons and or the entire unit. So at that point in time, there are many areas where maybe I want to write all the scripts all in parallel. I want to just focus on scripts for a full week and write all of those scripts. Well, unit 1 is not going to be complete until I write the script, shoot the video, and do the worksheets. So it is probably going to be better and easier on my mind if I work on unit 1 only. So I will be working on different tasks, but the goal is to complete unit 1, not to go through and do all the scripts. And in project management, especially software project management, that'll be called waterfall, where you work on everything in phase 1. So maybe you do all the coding, where you do the requirements first. So maybe you do all the requirements, and then you do all of the coding, and then you do all of the testing. And a lot of times what happens when waterfall is the project management implementation, you end up with changes. You go and you test, and by the time the user gets the software at the end, it's changed, right? They figured out that what the requirements at the beginning are different than what they actually need. So with that in mind, and there's not a perfect parallel here, but basically I need to finish unit 1 and get that delivered, and then move on to unit 2 and get that delivered. Now, if I realize by the time I get to unit 8 that I need to make some tweaks in unit 1, I'll be able to do that. I can make additions. Things are not set in stone. We can iterate upon this. Hopefully you'll be able to translate these ideas to whatever project you're working on, whether it's a software project or you're making a course or your own website, right? So if you're building an affiliate site, if you're building some site in general, just because you're launching it with 10 pieces of content or 20 pieces of content, it doesn't mean that those pieces of content are static and they're permanent, they're never going to change. You can iterate on it. You can go back and modify things. In fact, you should. So I gotta stop procrastinating by doing like moderately productive things and sit down and do the work. Actually, this video is partially a procrastination mechanism. However, it is important to document this stuff along the way. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that, and I will probably be doing a few more of these vlog styles as I'm working on this project, just so I can share the experience. And everything's not a slam dunk. I mean, I'll leave you hopefully with a little bit of a cliffhanger. I don't know if this course is gonna work. I've launched other courses in the past. I've sold hundreds of courses and products and different things like that. But every time you do something new, you don't know if it's gonna work exactly how you planned. In fact, it's basically never gonna work exactly how you planned. But I'm nervous about the success of this whole thing. And I can go deeper into that. In fact, if you have any specific questions, let me know in the comments about that, whether it's course design or working with students, figuring out what course to do, because a lot of the preliminary investigation that I would normally do, I've sort of skipped over in this case. So anyway, I'm nervous. We'll catch you in the next one.